I'm Doug Hanada, president of the Tengu Club. And
my name is Mas Tahara. Actually, the full name is Masaru Tahara. Mas is fine. Thank you. And I think I started somewhere around 1963 or so, and fished for 50 consecutive years. So, yeah, he and I just went hand in hand, taking care of the business. Yes. Well, first of all, I think number one, stick to our very traditional way of fishing, which is mooching. That was started back in 1920s or so. That many of Japanese fisher person they started, and very effective when that at the time of rowboats and not many motor boats, so very effective. And I think even now wherever salmon swimmers up north and then down to south, especially on charter boats, that's the only way they could fish the mooching.
well, mooching is just the basic using a lead sinker and double hook and chunky herring, making it spin like a top in the water, going in an up and down fashion. Nowadays you use your locator to find the fish or the bait and drop it through them and bring it up and down to them, and they like it. They attack it. Yeah.
Effective.
Very effective.
Yeah.
You stay right in the zone. Entice them to bite.
Just sort of you have to probably study more about the fish, because how they behave under deep down that you cannot see. Maybe with the electronic device, but other than that, you just have to use your experience and try to entice. And it's a good game, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of
I would say like maybe 70-80% of your hits are on the fall as it's dropping to the bottom.
That is true. Yeah. Hit the bottom. So you do need to know the control of the fishing area that you are in. Well, this was the original area, part of the Elliott Bay, that back in 1937 to be exact, the first group of Tengu fishermen, that is, Tengu Club was established back in 1937, and that they picked that, I think they picked the time of the year, that is the winter, or late fall to early winter, and that's back when nobody dared to fish, even to be out there, and so that was a choice of the Tengu members that would not bother anybody else. And then also the boats, rental boats. When I went through the history, there are 22 boat houses along the Elliott Bay, and some of them would not let the Tengu members rent the boats, and that's kind of natural things for in those times. But so anyway, they decided to do it in the winter time when nobody comes out to fish. And then also, fortunately, the blackmouth, which is immature kings, are here in this Puget Sound water, pretty much year round, right? And the sizes are not that bad. I mean, the blackmouth by definition is almost 1 year away from spawning, so they're not the matured fish. and they are feeding, in the sound. And then, of course, Elliott Bay being pretty well sheltered from bad weathers. And so, first of all, I think the baitfish, which is a heron, young ones, do come inside, and that's where the salmon do go after them. And so, this is a very natural fishing ground for salmon.
You probably have to ask Moss about that. I'm only familiar with like Lloyd's and then Seacrest.
I know the floats from that Lloyd's boathouse, old one, extended quite a bit, huh?
Yeah.
And then he had all the rental rowboats on the docks.
It's a huge
The
building.
floats, yeah, huh? And then when the city decided to demolish because of the too old the structure. So after that, we moved to the Tengu headquarters, moved to the Seacrest Marina / boathouse, and the manager, part owner was Dave Nelson, and he was a really great guy for little guys like us. Now he was just helping out, very much of a handyman. He could build something like this, and this was what the railing was what Dave built on his own, and still, like you said, standing, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Dedicated guy.
Oh yeah, yes.
Like 7 days a week for
Oh yeah.
barely
Yeah.
making it.
I don't think he was making any money.
Yeah.
But
Coming out even.
yeah. And here, what happened was, after we moved to Seacrest Boathouse, I think with the mostly with the initiative of Trout Unlimited organization, the local chapter is what they call the steelhead, salmon and steelhead, or something like that, right? Yeah. They are very, very active in promoting, they are enhancing salmon, and so they cooperated with the state fisheries department, brought in fingerings of salmon, a bunch of salmon pen, saltwater pen, which is just perfect for the habitats of the young salmon. And so, to me, it's a friendship,
Yeah.
camaraderie. I think we trust each other, we respect each other. We don't really care what race or nationality or whatever. We may even make a joke each other, with
Always, yeah.
Italians and whatnot, and Polish people, So they could say slanted eye or whatever, kind of things to us. It's just all take it with a smile and then give back the same kind of things too, and then we at the end of the year season, we get to always at the one of the Chinese restaurant, and had a great time. And so I think the mutual respect of the members, and so our rule from very beginning is open arm. If you like to fish, come join us. And so that really makes everybody feel good about coming here, fishing.
Everybody's on the same plane too, as far
Exactly. Yeah,
as using equipment and stuff.
Same thing.
pretty
Yeah.
much,
So
same technique.
yeah.
So you get bragging rights. Well, there's minimal, maybe 35, 40 membership now, not like
Yeah.
in the old days when there's a couple hundred, right?
Yeah, at least, right. But then, I think it is up to the rule makers, the state have to make a decision as to, I'm sure based on the research they do, how many days, how many weeks, or whatever that they will be able to fish here in this bay, and so.
For the last 3 years, I think. We haven't had a real derby. We just have, like, we call it cracker derbies. So we find a day that's open, either Saturday or Sunday. You say, okay, let's go meet, throw in $20 or whatever, and then go fish.
Well, I think many factors, I'm sure. Number one is the number of fish available, for fishing. And that's probably the big reason.
Factor,
And so that kind of discouraged people from participating. Then I think so that's why some segment of the members say, okay, let's open up the whole area. Okay, this the area 10 or even beyond that, and because now many people, many anglers are on speedboats, big, fast, and so they can cover many areas, and so that's I think if given the chance, I think Doug is holding the horses. Hold it. Okay, this is not our tradition. Our tradition that we sort of handed down was from very day one. It is mooching, no artificial attachment, kind of things. And so that's pretty much exclude the down rigging type, so anything pretty much. I think we have more reasons, I'm sure, but then I think
main reason.
So if we say free for all, do whatever, I'm sure we'll probably have a bunch of people. But to me, it's not a Tengu fishing. So I think that Doug is really holding that tradition, and I really admire him for that. I think it is very good, because a bunch of them are just picking, and see, which is only natural. But then if we are, asking for more fish, there's got to be more ways, and the government regulators have a lot to do with it. And so, I think,
When they took down the pens, that made a big difference. Those returning fish coming back to the pen.
1970s. Oh, we had a really jump in the and he's keeping the track of those numbers, and so that the other researchers, including academic people, could make use of something like that, because we do that punctually every Sunday, 10 Sundays or whatever, right? And so you got database right here, so that's something that the Tengu fishermen has contributed, for the
black and white.
I know.
No Japanese allowed.
That's the way it is. Yeah, but then that's how it was, and then the way the Japanese people took it, accepted, is a sort of a shikata ga nai, cannot be helped. That's the basic nature of the Japanese people. So instead of going out in the street and wave the flags or anything like that, they will just say, okay, we'll find a better way. We'll find a way. That's what they did. That was the product of that thinking was the Tengu. So we did it when nobody cared to go out here, and then in those times, according to my research, 240 to 250 members, individual members. Can you imagine the 200 some people come every Sunday, congregating in one boat household too, people would wonder, well, there's a Tahara shipyard, naval shipyard. They must be, spying. But then, FBI, all of the federal government people, they found nothing to really, substantiate something like that. Because, we just, those people just here to be here to do the sports that they love to do. That is, fishing. So yeah, I'm sure they must really felt pretty lonesome when they are up, up somewhere in the desert, fishing. Well,
if you're going to have a season.
Yeah. If we are to keep
depends on the
this,
department of
the traditional way of fishing, traditional way that we are handed down from our pioneers, it will restrict that, certain type of things, like a mooching needs to be stick to that, that kind of thing. But like the steelheaders people, if we could, if the federal and the state government, as well as the tribal people, could be together to enhance the salmon population. And that's not just for people, fishermen, but save the orcas. Orcas need fish. So instead of having something like a Atlantic salmon pen, commercial purpose, which is great, but something like that can be done for orcas. State could, have a specialized special pen just for the orcas. Why not? And that I think we can cope. And I think I mentioned it to the state fishery people that in Japan, in the northern island, there's an inlet probably very small compared to the Puget Sound here. It's got a 600 to almost 600 to 800 number of orcas they see every year, and including their very kind of behavior that they have never seen. That is a mating game. They bring 3 or 4 different schools come together. They line in straight lines. They started dancing in a way, change, look around, and then that's how they mate. Instead of inbreeding, that would destroy any species in a very short time. So things like that, I think we ought to really study. So it's not just a salmon for people, but why not? I think we can do that. If we
Show up.
show up.
down.
Yeah, I think that's something that the club, the members also needs to teach ourselves what to do. If we are to continue, our way, then I think more people, the better, that agree with our way of doing it, and I think we ought to be able to do that. So I think have to have a sort of a session, probably together with the other organizations, how to, and I'm sure that in many areas, many organizations, they are facing down, less and less population and all that, and so that's sort of a, it is something that we don't mind coming out in the snow even, right?
Yeah,
The lines out there are frozen. You have to dip the rod into the water, shake it off, and then keep fishing. So it's not bad, but we don't think it's bad. This is sort of a normal. So
I would suggest that there's a bunch of charters out there that strictly mooch, so they could
yeah, they
get
are.
a taste
They
of
are.
it.
Yeah.